Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's time to start talking some more about investing. So, if you're new, welcome. My name is Shalise. I'm 41. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I've been married for over 20 years, y'all. I have a college student. I have a soon to be 16 and a soon to be 14-year-old. Woof. But thank God for family. But thank you guys so much for coming back. My husband and I are documenting our journey here on YouTube. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a fiduciary. Do not blindly follow me. I am an investor. I'm like you in the trenches, buying and holding so that we can get to financial freedom. Okay. So beware of scammers, fake pages, and always remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much. So I'm trying to bulk record since we got this winter storm coming. So let's get started. So I did put out a recent Roth IRA video, and that's been doing really good. And what I'm deciding to do is I did like whenever I do portfolio updates, so I did a portfolio update back in December. Check out my videos if you're new to the channel or if you are a current subscriber, where I show that we have over 850K invested in the markets. That's retirement accounts, investment accounts, etc. But I realized just looking at feedback, looking at my analytics, that people like these type of videos where I dig into a position that we own and I show you guys what buying and holding over several years looks like and how it does work. And also I realized that my videos do well when I do like investing, when you see me invest money, and just really showing the day to day. So I'm going to back off a lot of the whole, we have, 800K in the markets, because how many times can I actually say that? Right? But rather I want to break that down. And I want to show you guys digging into the different accounts we own with the actual position, what it looks like, what consistency looks like. And even the day-to-day investing $25, $50, helping you to, or motivating you to max out your Roth IRA if you can. If you have an employer-sponsored account, take advantage of the match, because over time it works. You're not going to find options on here, my channel. You're not going to find day trading and shorting and all of that. I don't know how to do it. And honestly, I don't even have the time to do it. So today I brought up another Roth IRA account that my husband and I own. Now keep in mind, we have multiple Roths because it's my husband and I. The IRS allows you, if you are married, to each of you to max out a Roth IRA in the same year. So, and here's the kicker, guys. If you have a spouse that's not working, but you have earned income, that spouse can actually open up a spousal IRA, whether it's a traditional or a Roth. They can have access to one as well. I'll leave a link below so that you guys can check that out in more detail. But I'm telling you guys, they're giving you so many incentives to kind of open up investment accounts and save for your future. And remember, you don't have to max it out. When we first started 12 years ago, my husband and I did not max out everything. We were trying to pay off debt. But you grow into maxing that out because it is a lot of money. Okay, so just get started and put as much as you can when you can. All right. So today we're talking about another one of our Roth IRAs, again from 2021. I named them by year. I open up new accounts every year. We open up Roth IRAs because my husband and I are just kind of crazy like that. Okay, you can just have one account. I am a hands-on investor. I like it this way. We're trying to retire early. And then also you got conversions down the line and just a whole bunch of stuff. And we do the backdoor Roths. This is just easier for us. But we have FELV in this particular one from 2021. So we're talking about 5 years as well. And this one, we have, let me see, 243.97 shares. So I put $6,000 in this one back in 2021. I think that was like the max contribution or something like that, that you can put in. But I'm trying to show you what 5 years looks like. Look at the return. Look at the gain. 45.37%. Again, this is nothing risky. This is nothing crazy. If you are a one and done type of investor, meaning you just want one fund, you don't want anything else, that is perfectly fine. If you are the type of investor that you want 20 different stocks and funds and it works for your strategy and your portfolio, that is also fine as well. We're not here to kind of have the same portfolio, but rather we are here to encourage each other to research and to invest consistently and focus on building our share sizes. Okay. So like I mentioned, this is FELV. I have it right here. This is the Fidelity Enhanced Large Cap Value ETF. So the last video I did was FXAIX. That's the top 500 companies in the S&P 500. It's a ton of growth. It's a ton of tech. And a lot of those tech companies are kind of venturing into the AI space, and that's been very, very popular as of late. So I love FXAIX for that. But I also love something that's a little bit less volatile. As much as I love tech, and we have a whole lot of tech in our portfolios through funds and individual stocks, it's nice. It's just nice sometimes to have something that's just not as crazy. And for us, hold on, I want to make sure I say this right, because you know these tickers, they're like tongue twisters. FELV. That's what this is. And so you can see that I'll leave the link to this below, but I just wanted to go over a little bit with you in terms of what this is and all of that. And let me tell you, one thing I love about Fidelity is that you can invest with fractional shares. I know you can do that with a lot of them, but it gives you the information just plain and simple. I can see what the previous close was. I like this because it's under $50, which is not, it doesn't change the value, but psychologically it helps when you can buy something that's kind of inexpensive, because you can kind of go ahead and buy a whole share. So even if you don't have a whole lot, you're probably thinking, you know what, I can swing $35. I can swing $36. I can swing $50 versus something that has a higher price tag. Okay. The expense ratio to me is reasonable, 0.18%. I know some of them can be really, really low. Others are, more on the expensive side. But again, it's about your strategy. And for us, this is absolutely fine. I'm not mad about this at all. If I come to the composition, we can see what's in this fund. Let's see what's in it. Okay. Let's see some of the holdings. So this is the U.S. equity. That's the classification. It is actively managed, and it is large value. And then it has some like jargon here about what it is. But you can read that. I just want to come down to the holding so that we can see what's in it. So we can see geographic exposure. Most of the companies are American-based companies. There's a smidget from Europe and a tiny, tiny bit from Latin America, but mostly from America. Let's come and see some of the top 10 holdings right here. So let me move my face. We have Berkshire Hathaway, solid. JP Morgan Chase, solid. Amazon. I mean, how many Amazon trucks have you seen around your neighborhood this past week? How many Amazon orders did you place this past Christmas season? Okay. Amazon in here. Google, which has been doing amazing. ExxonMobil. We have the Fidelity Cash Central Fund, Walmart, Bank of America, and Salesforce. So you don't have as much tech in this like FXAIX or SCHD, SPYM, VOO, etc. You have a little bit, but you also have some other good sectors like financials, energy, consumer staples. So, you have some other good sectors that, you may not get a whole lot of love, but in my opinion are good sectors as well. It's just, again, right now, technology, especially with the whole AI thing, it's just, it's the star student right now. It's the star student. And you can see sector exposure. Look right here. So 22% of this fund is in financials, 14.43% is in industrials, 12.30% is in tech. I like that it has some healthcare as well. I think healthcare is an underrated sector in the stock market. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question. In terms of sectors of the stock market outside of tech, what do you feel like is an underrated sector that doesn't get talked about a whole lot? To me, that's healthcare. I think energy is another good one as well. I also think industrials is another good one as well. That doesn't get a whole lot of love, but oh my goodness, the amount of companies and corporations and just like the day-to-day living that we do that a lot of these companies impact is mind-blowing. So again, I really like that one. And this does pay out a dividend. I can come up to distributions right here. You can see that the last dividend was paid out on December 23rd, 2025, and that was for 14 cents per share. So not a whole lot, but again, it's a dividend. So I want you to know that even if you have a fund, even if it's, bigger companies, even if it has some growth, you can still get a dividend. Now, not all companies and not all funds pay a dividend. Amazon, for example, does not pay out a dividend. But, companies like Apple do. So, it's just about, and NVIDIA, if you didn't know, NVIDIA pays a dividend. It is microscopic. It is really, really small. But again, the point is that it pays a dividend. So again, you can see the performance. So you can go back and you can see, like how this has been performing so far. And I love how it gives you a lot of the hypotheticals. if you put some money into this back in 2014, your $10,000 would have grown to almost $30,000 if you did nothing else. And remember, when I showed you guys our position, let me bring that back up. See, I brought this page back up. Remember, I didn't add any more to this. You guys know how I do things kind of ADHD when it comes to our finances, but I didn't add any more money into this specific Roth IRA account. Remember, I open up Roth IRAs for every single year and I mark them by year in me and my husband's accounts. And I didn't add any more money. See, it's just $6,000. That's all I did in 2021. And I just put it in one thing and I left it alone. And up over $2,700, right? And so again, it's just showing you guys that doesn't have to be complicated. You just need consistency. You need to leave it alone. Even when the markets are red, you got to leave it alone. It's hard because again, if it's red, you're watching a lot of people say sell, 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 and this. Long term, remember, who are the same types of people continually getting wealthy? Who are the same? They're the same types of people. Okay? And this is one of the major things that they do. So just turn the TV off, uninstall the apps, and just invest in good, solid funds and in good, solid companies and go live your life. It's not meant for you to be looking at it every single day. Go live your life. Enjoy your family. Binge watch something. Learn to cook something good. And just check in every now and then and watch how your portfolio is growing over the long term. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure, again, you like, share, and you subscribe. If you want to join any private groups, if you want physical investment planners, digital investment planners, spreadsheets, all of this stuff I created and made myself. Check out the information below. It has my website, mt1finance.com. And until next time, you already know, I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.